Hello and welcome to this overview of Yacht Manager. Yacht Manager is a professional yacht management and logging program, and Yacht Manager will run as like you see right now. This is my desktop. I'm currently running Windows 7 64-bit. Yacht Manager will also run on Windows 7 32-bit and Windows Vista 32-bit or 64-bit and Windows XP. Okay, let's run Yacht Manager. To begin with, we get a little splash screen. And then a reminder screen comes up. Now the reminder screen comes up because in my log for my vessel, I have some reminders set up, some projects set up, and some scheduled maintenance set up. Now reminder screen is just that. It reminds you each time you run Yacht Manager that these items need to be taken care of. We can either print these items, or in this case, we're just going to click the OK button and move on to Yacht Manager. Okay, Yacht Manager just opened up, and we're looking at what's called the home screen. Now the home screen is where you can see a picture of either your vessel or a place that you've been or something else. You can pick any picture you want to be on the home screen. But also in the home screen and all the other screens, you will see what's called the button bar, which is this row of buttons up at the top of the screen. The button bar allows you to navigate to all the other features of Yacht Manager. Now if you bring the mouse over the button bar, you'll notice that the first one is called New Log, lets you create a new log. Then we have Open Log, Backup Logs, go to the Setup screens, use the New Log Wizard, bring up the Trip Log, the Maintenance Log or the Schedule Maintenance Log, the Fuel Log, the Inventory Log, the Project Log, the People Logs, Shopping Lists, read the Reminder Log, the Expense Log. And finally we move to a category where we can bring up the Help file. We can check for updates on our website. Or we go back to the home screen, which is what we're looking at right now. Okay, first of all, we're going to go right in and we're going to take a look at the Trip Log. Now this screen is pretty much what you're going to see in any of the log screens. And in it you have an area in the middle here which gives you details of any item you have down here in the list. These are a list. Right now we're looking at a list of trips that I've taken with my vessel, and you can select any one of these trips and you'll notice the corresponding item comes up here in the center of the screen so you can look at the details. Also at the top of the trip log screen you'll notice there's now a subgroup of buttons. These buttons pertain or are related to the trip log in this case. But whenever you see these sub buttons, you'll know that they're related to the current log that you're looking at. In this case, did you use the generator? Have you used the water maker? You could be using the watchman, which allows you to automatically enter information in this area. Do you want to use the battery log? You want to set up cruises? Use the trip planner. Or do you want to print your trips? Okay, we're going to take a look at a couple of the sub logs that are underneath the trip log that you reach by these sub button group. First one would be the generator log. Okay, this is, you click that and a little dialog comes up showing you the generator log, and you can it'll handle up to 2 generators. If you have 2 generators on your boat, that's good, but most of us are lucky if we have 1. But anyway, this little log here, that gives you an opportunity to keep track of all of the runtime hours for your generator. And also you can see right here in the middle, you can see the total runtime hours. It does a sum of all the hours that are calculated in this column. Okay, there's a lot to the generator log, and for this overview I won't go into it, but just to give you an idea what it looks like, this is where you would use the generator log. And it also at the bottom, if you notice down here, it shows that since May 17th we've used 66.82 gallons, and we have about 68.18 gallons left in the working tank for the generator. And that's another item we'll go into in a different video, but just shows you there's a lot of calculations that can be done with the generator log. Okay, right now we're just going to close this dialog. Now the water maker log is identical to the generator log, but it covers the water maker, of course, if you have a water maker on board. And also it keeps track of the total runtime on your water maker, how many gallons of water you've actually made, and the number of gallons you've made total. All right, so we're going to close that one too, and we'll take a quick look at what we call Watchman. Watchman is for when you're underway or doing a passage of some kind. Many people, when they are using their computer for the darn trip log, they like to keep track of things at a regular basis while they're making a passage. Let's say you're making a 100-mile trip from one point to another. You might decide that for safety's sake you should keep track of things about every hour. Okay, Watchman lets you do that. Let's click on it. Let's look at that. All right, there's the Watchman screen, and you can see where you can put in here what the current humidity is, the barometer reading, your current latitude, longitude, wind speed, from to, wind direction, wave height from to, wave direction, temperature, boat speed, boat course, cloud percent, and general conditions of the day. And once you've put those in, you can add these to the trip notes by clicking here, and whatever trip log sheet you were currently on, that information will be added to those notes along with the time and also the person that was actually doing the watch. That's the Watchman screen. All right, let's go back to the trip log. And from the trip log, we can also, if many people have asked for a battery log, okay, and that's click there on the battery log. You can see that here you can keep track of the different batteries you may have on your boat, like the house battery, the generator starting battery, engine starting battery, that kind of thing. And the type of batteries they are, the date and times that you may have charged them, and how many hours did you charge them, and what voltage were they at. So this is all information that you might find pertinent and you might like to be able to keep track of. Okay, let's go back to the trip log. The next thing that we'll get to cruises in another video. That's pretty complicated. The trip planner. Okay, it's fairly straightforward. You put in for each leg that are going to be in your trip. You put in the origin, the destination, how many miles it is, what your fuel usage is per hour, and at what speed, your departure date, and how much your generator uses if you have one, and then the estimated number of hours per day the generator runs, and how many layover days. Otherwise, between these different trip legs, like you might go from La Paz to Muertos and then stay there for 2 nights. So that would be a 2-day layover. Okay, and then once you have these all in, when you enter the new ones, it tells you up on this side here when you'll arrive at that particular leg, the time you will arrive based on when you left, the fuel usage for that leg. That includes the generator fuel usage, and your total fuel usage for the whole trip, total distance that you've traveled, your final arrival date, final arrival time, and the origin of your trip and what the final destination was. This is just to help you plan your trip. Okay? Okay, we're going to go back then to the trip log, and that pretty much covers all the information in the trip log. Okay, we're going to go on then, because that's enough on that one, to the maintenance log. And again, the maintenance log looks very similar. Again, at the bottom you have a list of items. In the middle you have the details on these items. Now in the maintenance log, it's important to note that you can also, to any of the items, you could attach a picture or a document that either shows that item that you've repaired or maintained, or you can bring up a document that gives you specific instructions on how to do that particular maintenance. We'll get into more information about the maintenance logs when we go to that video. All right, now this maintenance log that I just showed you, that is for general maintenance, or maintenance that doesn't have a recurring schedule. But for scheduled maintenance, we're going to go to that now. We reach that by using the sub button here called scheduled maintenance. So we'll click on that left mouse button, and we bring up the scheduled maintenance log. Now this here is very important because this allows you to keep your boat in good working order by doing regular maintenance on your vessel. That way you don't have to do a lot of general maintenance where things just break. All right, and it works like most of the logs do, except for one very important area, and that's this area right here called the maintenance schedule. And you notice in the maintenance schedule, we can select the interval, otherwise how long between each maintenance item. Is it in hours, in days, or both? In other words, you might have, to give you an example, for your engine, your manual might say that you need to change the engine oil every 50 hours or at least once every 6 months. Well, in that case, it would be both. So you would have to put in both a hourly interval and a number of day interval. Okay, I have some of those in here. Mostly, though, you'll run into maintenance that it needs to be done every so many days or every so many months. Okay, and so there we just select days, and when we put in a number of days in this field here, and then the program calculates what the next scheduled date is going to be. And once we've checked this completed box and save it, it saves the one that we just did and generates a new one at the future date. That way, when the future date gets close, when you bring up the program next time and the future date has gotten close, okay, you will see the item that you entered in our scheduled maintenance in your reminders screen. And that way you'll get a little tickle that you're supposed to perform that maintenance. All right, that's the scheduled maintenance log. It has much more features than what I'm going over, but this is just a general overview, and I can't spend a whole lot of time here. Next, we have our fuel log, and that's for keeping track of fuel that you're using in your vessel. And again, you see it's very similar to the rest of them. In each of these logs also, we need to point out this navigation area. This is called the navigation bar. And what it does is let you move around in that particular log. You can go to the first record, the last record. You could enter a new record. You could delete a record that you're looking at. You could edit the current record that you're looking at. And then if you are editing, you could save your changes, or you can cancel the changes you've made. Okay, let's go on then to the inventory log. I use this quite a bit. First of all, you have to put everything you've got on your vessel in this log. First, it initially starts off with what's called the general inventory, which is items that have no particular place to be categorized, but they're just general inventory of items you have on your vessel. But we also have a chart log, we have a video log, an audio log, a books log, a galley log, and then we go back to the general inventory. Next on our items is the project log. This is for projects that you want to complete on your vessel. Whenever I go out for a cruise, I always come back with a whole list of projects, things that need to be done on my boat before we go out again. Next item is a group of logs called the people logs. And the people logs, when you click that button, you initially come up with our boat contacts log. We also have a guest log, where you can enter information about guests on your vessel. A crew log, where you can have information about any crew that you might hire or have on your vessel. A suppliers log, which has information about people that supply you parts and services. And an actual services log, which is just people that just give things to you that have to do with service, like for instance repairing refrigeration, delivering pizza, that kind of thing. Okay, let's go on then, and we'll go on to the shopping list. Shopping list is just a way of listing some items and then printing them out so you can take them with you when you want to buy things at the store for your vessel. Next item is the reminders log. The reminders log are mostly items that don't directly pertain to your vessel. Might be things that you need to remember to pay for the phone bill every month. You need to renew your auto insurance, renew your health insurance, that kind of thing. And so that's where you use the reminders log for. All right, let's go on again. We'll go on to the last log, which is an expense log. A lot of people don't want to know about these kind of things, but in Yacht Manager, you can keep track of all the expenses on that you have about your vessel. All right, that was a quick quick overview of Yacht Manager. And I hope that you decide to try Yacht Manager, and if you like it, purchase it from Oso Software. Thank you very much for watching this video.